my computer's just flipped over to 12 noon. So again, it's a good afternoon on Wednesday at noon, and it's time for yet another Lunch and Learn. So today we're going to hear from Jeremy Kippen out of our Las Vegas location, and he's going to be talking to us about the CS20 and the Leica ecosystem with the CS20. So Jeremy, with that, we're going to hand it right over to you. Take it away.
Thank you, Douglas. I really do appreciate it. It's always good to be here doing another Lunch and Learn. This one's been really exciting for me. So we're just going to jump right into it. First off, we're talking about the Leica CS20 today and what variants are available under that ecosystem. Firstly, this is the CS20 if nobody has ever seen it before. This is Leica's field controller. It's got a full QWERTY keyboard, keypad for your numbering, bunch of different options, function keys up here, 5-megapixel camera in the back. This has been a very solid unit since it came out in 2015. I'm actually going to jump over and start sharing my screen here. Let's hopefully grab the right screen. All right, is everything good here?
Looks great.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. All right, so of course I've got the Leica CS20 up here, and presented by yours truly. Of course, my name is Jeremy Kippen. A little bit about myself. I was a survey field crew chief for 8 years prior to working for Kuker-Ranken. Actually, tomorrow I will have been living in Las Vegas for the start of my 4th year, and been working for Kuker-Ranken for 3 years now, doing sales and training for the Leica Captivate products. All my contact information is here, and we will drop that information in the chat, and it is on one of the last slides here at the end. In 2015, the CS20 was awarded the Red Dot Award for many different things, including, but not excluding either, a degree of innovation, the ergonomics, the functionality, durability, formal quality, and ecological compatibility, let alone right here, extremely stable and robust 2- and 3-component housing made from high-tech plastics. I have been working with this unit since 2016, both in the field and professionally here at Kuker-Ranken, and it stands true to what it says. It is very ergonomic. It's easy to hold. It's not awkward in any way, shape, or form, which has been with a lot of our surveyors that come to us. They do love this product very much. Now you're wondering, well, okay, there's probably one unit, maybe 2 different variants. We actually have 3 different variants under the CS20 name. And a lot of people get confused as to why we have 3 different variants. Well, Leica loves to be able to provide equipment for the customers. It's not a one-size-fits-all. We have different options which we can be able to move through. And so under the CS20 variants, new for 2023, we have article number 971176 as a basic field controller. Article number 971177 is an LTE field controller, and article number 876478 is the LTE disto field controller. And we will get into each of those and what the differences are moving forward. So article number 971176 is the basic field controller. As you can see here, this has a silver face, unlike what you've seen in a couple of the previous pictures where there's been a black face with a green outline. This is a silver face. This is the indicator as to the different variant. Updated for 2023, we finally have long-range Bluetooth available on the basic field controller. Up until this point, the basic CS20 did not have long-range Bluetooth available, and you're probably wondering what long-range Bluetooth is. We'll cover it slightly right now, but we will get more into that when we cover total stations in a couple series down the road. But long-range Bluetooth is compatible with the long-range Bluetooth that would go on your total stations and your multi-station units that are also available through Leica. Also, you will notice that I say there's no 4G LTE modem. And this is a great option for customers who are working in complete disconnected environments where they do not need any LTE modems to connect to a cellular service, to connect to, say, a reference network like SmartNet or the Spider network, or even for my Trimble users out there, the VRS. That is a option that they're like, well, we'll take this off. It's a cost saving solution. And we'll notice that we do have 1 gigabyte of solid SD RAM there. And sorry, I probably just butchered that. And so moving forward to the next model is going to be article number 971177. And this is an LTE field controller. It is built up from what the basic is. We've got no distometer on this version. Same 1 gigabyte of SD RAM. This one does have a 4G LTE modem and integrated long-range Bluetooth built in. Not much, couple additional things on this one, but all the same as the basic. Then moving forward to article number 876478, the LTE disto field controller. No changes for 2023. This has been a great unit. You will notice on this one, it has 2 gigabytes of SD RAM versus how the other two variants had 1 gigabyte of SD RAM. There is a reason for the differences in the SD RAMs due to the ongoing global chipset issues. Leica had stepped back the basic and the LTE controllers to 1 gigabyte of SD RAM to allow availability for all the products to be available, unlike, well, we'll allot this much for this model, allot this much for this model. Doing this has actually allowed us to get availability much quicker again. You will also see we still have 4G LTE modem and the integrated long-range Bluetooth. Now, for customers who are looking at purchasing a GS18i, this controller right here is going to be the one that you will be given an option for. You will not be given an option for the basic or the LTE because the SD RAM right here, the 2 gigabytes of SD RAM, is actually what we need for the imaging processing to stream the images from the GS18 to the data collector to do your point collection. And again, with the GS18i, we will cover that in a later series down the road. So I am setting you guys up for a lot of different things here. Now, standard equipment on the CS20. All 3 variants have 4 gigabytes of flash memory. Comes standard with a 5-inch WVGA color screen, SD card slots, USB ports, QWERTY keyboard like I showed you previously. QWERTY keyboard. We have an 8-pin LEMO port, power port, 5 megapixel camera. 5 megapixel camera is awesome if you need to take a picture of an item. You can actually take that picture and associate it to your point in your topo or your stakeout, whatever you may be doing in the field. We have the availability of a WLAN connectivity. Say you're having Bluetooth issues that day and you need to still connect to your total station or your GPS unit. There are different options, as well as the short range Bluetooth. We function a lot of the functionality is done with short range Bluetooth, but that's where the long range Bluetooth comes into play as well. We do have 8 hours of operation time. Again, I've been running this since 2016. That 8 hours of operation time is true. And if you know you're going to be more than 8 hours, always carry that extra battery with you. You don't have to take it back. It's not an internal battery. It is a battery you can pop out of the port and put a new one in. And with the CS20 is the Captivate Field software. This Captivate Field software has been built off of Viva, and before Viva was SmartWorks. It has just been a step up, just improving it, making it better, really making it for the surveyor in mind, and really just making it easier to use. So next thing I want to highlight is the rugged screen. It is a sensitive screen for how rugged it is. So it is easy to touch. Hot conditions, cold conditions, never have experienced an issue with it. Lighting conditions, if you ever had a tablet or you've been out in the sun, you can't see it and you're starting to move around and wondering why you can't see it, this screen is excellent in all different lighting conditions, let alone it is designed for rugged environments. I've had it in freezing temperatures. I've had it in hot temperatures. I've had it in rain. I have had it in snow. I've even dropped it. I don't recommend dropping your data collectors, but I've dropped it. And it has stood up to everything that I've put it through for many years. Now, you're probably wondering, what equipment does it work with? What equipment doesn't work with? Well, we're going to actually talk about the compatible equipment that it does communicate with. We've got over here the GS series. So we've got the GS07, the GS14, GS15, GS16, and GS18 variants. Now, these are essentially our rovers and or base units that we've worked with. There are other units that it does work with as well, such as the GS10 and the GS25. Those are more static units, but we're not going to touch those today. As well as over here, our total station series. We've got our flex lines, which are TSO3, 7, and 10 units. The TS12 and 15 units that have been phased out are current models of TS13 and TS16 variants, as well as our TS60 and MS60 options. And I am just going to pause here for a minute. Do we got any questions going on before I move on to these next couple of slides?
No questions have come in on the chat line yet.
All right. Well, then we're just going to keep on trucking forward for a minute. So just want to re-highlight some of the key features of this. We've got 8 hours of field run time, available long-range Bluetooth on all 3 units, available 4G LTE variants, available disto variant. We've got a great ergonomic design, a short-range Bluetooth and WLAN connectivity. Again, this has been under this blanket. This has probably been one of Leica's best data collectors. This thing is just solid. You can see here, it is probably about 1 inch thick. I was speaking about the battery. This is how easy it is to get the battery out, swap, put a new one in. You do get this nice, what I think is very great. You get your holder bracket that connects to your pole. It is solid. It is a stable piece. And you got a slide pin. I know that's terrible to see, but it is solid. It's not going anywhere. I know some of my competitors, their quality has gone downhill. Leica is making sure their quality is top notch. I don't think I've ever seen one come in. They usually wear out before they actually break. But with that being said, we're going to roll on over. And I just want to take a second, and within Kuker-Ranken, we do have many different locations. We've got an office in Seattle, Tacoma, Portland, Salt Lake, Las Vegas, and Boise. Those are our storefronts. In St. George, we do have a warehouse for supplies. In each office, we've got many different knowledge bases who know anything from Captivate to drones, and we are all here to help you. And I just want to thank everybody for attending my Lunch and Learn today. I know that seems like a lot of information right up front, but our goal here is to present the products, bring in some information, and get people thinking about what's out there. And if there is anything that we can do to help you guys, from tech support and training on any of these devices, we would love to help you out and get you rolling even further with your equipment. With that being said, is there any questions that we have today?
We have a couple questions here, Jeremy.
All right, let's do it.
So one of the questions is how does the CS20 work with machine control?
The CS20 does not work with machine control. Machine control and Captivate are two different things. Machine control is actually considered under the Icon blanket, which is Leica's construction side of the environment. So Captivate is for surveyors, Icon is for construction. So Unfortunately, it does not work.
All right, another one says we're looking for a demo of the Leica GS18 and CS20. We don't use half of what SmartWorks does. How does this product fit into that workflow?
So the GS14 has actually been discontinued. It's been discontinued for some time, but we are still receiving firmware updates for it. The CS20 and the GS14 will communicate with each other as long as we keep current on the CCPs and the firmware. And definitely reach out if you are in one of the states that we do service, reach out to one of the reps or reach out to me and we can get set up to show you how the two communicate with each other and really get you in much further running with Captivate and a new CS20 if it be and your GS14.
Okay, next question here is what is the IP rating? I think
the IP rating is an IP68 rating. It has so it is waterproof up to, I believe, 3 or 4 feet. Don't hold me on that because that is one thing I actually failed to grab. It does have a 2-foot drop distance as well. If you're dropping it 10 feet, don't expect it to survive.
Another question just came in. What is the Red Dot Award?
The Red Dot Award is based off of the design of the data collector. It can be anywhere from, the data collector, my water bottle, or other items. I didn't realize I was still stuck on that screen. I'm switched over. So it is award based off of the design of the equipment.
I have a personal question for you, Jeremy. What do you like best about the CS20? What's your favorite feature?
Favorite feature about the CS20, I honestly have to admit the clarity of the screen. As a surveyor, and you're out there, the sun's beating down on you, and you're trying to see that screen and you can't see it, and you're literally taking it off. You're looking at it upside down to figure out what you're looking at. First time I got my hands on this, it was crystal clear. You could be in direct sunlight, and just that was my catch. What sold me when I was surveying. So
this isn't really a question, but one of the things I can recall is when you first showed the CS20 to me and helped me learn a little bit about it was that you can be wearing gloves and still operate the system fairly well because of the way the keyboard is laid out and the raise of the buttons.
Yes, that is correct. You do have the option for the touch screen, but once you learn your system, a lot of things are hotkeyed. So of course, like Douglas mentioned, you can have gloves on and you can keep working and no interruption to your day. And thank you, Josh. I just saw that shock resistance up to 4 feet. So, I mean, at least had half of it, right?
It's always nice to have the team in the background help out. It
is. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
No doubt. Well, anything else that you have going there, Jeremy?
No, I believe, we've got several lunch and learns coming up next. I believe next month. Don't hold me to this. I believe the next lunch and learn that I will be doing is on the GS18 series. So we'll be covering that and its options. So looking forward to having everybody again here soon.
Excellent, excellent. Well, yes, we do have upcoming lunch and learns. And Jeremy, thank you. I'm really thrilled that you're able to get us through some of the different models, the CS20 and what the various models have available and what they do. Next week, on the 5th of April, we will be hearing from Kyle Palmer, who is with Leica Mobile Scanning, and he's going to be taking us through some of the classification tools in Cyclone Office. He'll be showing us the editing tool, understanding how to export by various classes. He's going to have specific focus on pavement and curbing. He's also going to get into how to bring those classes into 3DR and create a fast surface and topographic grid. So that's coming up on the 5th with Kyle Palmer from Leica. Then on 4/12, on the 12th of April, we'll be hearing from Brady Reich. He's one of our very popular presenters, and he's going to be taking us through the Leica Arc as it is mounted on the animal. That is the robot dog that several of you have seen us running around at trade shows and in some of our lunch and learns. And then on the 19th, yes, we'll be hearing from Jeremy again on the Leica GS18, various models and options, and understanding all of the different features and benefits, particularly of the GS18. You know, we like trying to help you understand what you get out of these products when you start working with them and what makes them better or superior to other products or other workflows, or how they can just simply enrich what's happening in your world. So we've got quite a bit set up here for the month of April. So again, on the 5th, Kyle Palmer from Leica. On the 12th, we have Brady from Kuker-Ranken with the ARC. And on the 19th, we'll be hearing from Jeremy on the GS18 in all of its different models and so forth that are available out there. So we really do appreciate you taking the time to come and be with us during these Lunch and Learn presentations. Your time is valuable, and the mere fact that you're willing to spend your lunch hour with us, we're grateful that you share that time with us. So until next week, on behalf of everyone at Kuker-Ranken, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you on Wednesday at noon with Kyle Palmer from Leica. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.